Welcome back to the channel. In this installment, we're going to be going over a Sunday Night Showdown slate between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Sunday Night Football Showdown slate on DraftKings between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. We have us a highly anticipated AFC West matchup here. But before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about the Patreon if you need more DFS betting and fantasy football advice. All of those links will be provided down below. You guys know the drill. The first thing we're going to look at will be the injury report. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, injury report is not that, it looks pretty fine, all right? We have Chris Lamons, who's going to be out cornerback, and then Juju Smith-Schuster, who took that horrible hit we saw last week. He's out as well. So those are going to be the two guys that are going to be out, and that's going to lean more towards Kadarius Toney, especially with Juju Smith-Schuster out and Mecole Hardman on the IR. So those are big losses there. Now, going over to the Chargers side of the football, we got a Q tag on their number 1 and number 2 wide receiver in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. These guys are trending towards playing, so definitely have them in your lineup. And then for the Chargers, Dustin Hopkins, their kicker is going to be doubtful. We're going to check and see who's the backup kicker for this team. So injury report looking pretty clean. Let's move on to the captain. For our captain position, the first guy we are going to key in on will be number 1 quarterback in the league. Between him and Josh Allen, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. All right, Patrick Mahomes at $17,000 in salary. He's going to be much worth this price. He's been red hot the past 5 weeks. Of 4 out of 5 of those games, over 30 fantasy points. All right, so Patrick Mahomes comes in a very juicy matchup here against the Los Angeles Chargers. Well, not very juicy. They understand what Patrick Mahomes is capable of, and in previous matchups, as you can see, Patrick Mahomes' game log against the Chargers, he's had 17 fantasy points, which was 2 months ago. 34 fantasy points, 24.9, and 30.5, okay? Dating all the way back to 2020. I don't want to go, to 2019, 2018, all right? We're going to stick with the past 2 seasons, and he has finished well over 25 fantasy points in those 4 games. So Patrick Mahomes in a great spot here, despite the fact that he's going to be missing 2 of his wide receivers. Other guys are going to step up, and he still has Travis Kelce. All right. Speaking of Travis Kelce, he's going to be the next captain option we're going to go towards. Kelce is in a smash spot with the Kansas City Chiefs out of their 2 starting wide receivers. Some guys are going to have to step up, and the most reliable of his receivers is this number 1 tight end here in Travis Kelce. All right. 4 out of the last 5 matchups, over 20 fantasy points here. I expect another pristine performance from the Chargers. Chargers historically struggle against tight ends, so this is a very good spot for Travis Kelce. All right. Next, we're going to go to Austin Eckler. And one of the weaknesses to this Kansas City Chiefs defense is running the football. Okay, running backs against this team here, they have been struggling. So if you go find the Kansas City Chiefs, they are right here. It says 14th and 19th, all right, in the red zone. But the key factor here, 90 yards rushing and 5.5 yards a carry and a TD. So they're allowing big chunk plays to their running back position. We saw how they struggled against Derrick Henry, and Austin Eckler has top tier talent as well. He's going to affect this game in the rushing and receiving department. So if he's getting 5.5 per carry in this particular game, he's going to have a monster game. Not only that, he's going to see a nice allotment of receptions, maybe a little bit toned down because of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams going to be back. So He doesn't have to be a big safety valve there. We're probably going to look more in that 4 to 5 range in receptions for Austin Eckler for this game. But I like his prospects as a running back against this poor Kansas City Chiefs run defense. The next guy we're going to talk about will be Justin Herbert. So as you can see, we're paying up here in a lot of different spots. I want a lot of these high-priced, talented guys. So we're going to have to find value. But Justin Herbert, he looked much better in that San Francisco 49ers game in some weeks prior, getting the ball, moving the ball down the field. We saw he looked very strong in that first half, struggled in the second half, but that was a bright spot to see. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. Like I said, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are going to be back in this game. Justin Herbert should be considered as a very, very high upside captain play this particular slate. All right, now we got to get into the injured guys here. We got Mike Williams and we have Keenan Allen. Now, usually Mike Williams is Jekyll and Hyde type of player. He's going to have a good game. He's going to have a bad game. Now with Keenan Allen back in the fold, there was a stretch last season where Mike Williams was the dominant number one wide receiver. So if both of these guys are going to be back, I would lean more towards Keenan Allen and then sprinkle in some Mike Williams here and there. But you're going to have to make a choice between one or the other, between Mike Williams and, as you can see, Keenan Allen right here. We're going to go with more of the target getter here. 10.6 in his first week. Obviously injured and then came back in week 7, had a poor game there. We'll see if Keenan can get things back to his old self in previous seasons, all right? So, other guys we're going to look at that captain spot, since there are so many options and so many high upside type of guys, we're going to leave it at Kadarius Toney for the captain spot, all right? Kadarius Toney is going to be the last hard lock at captain because he has so much upside. They traded for this man from the New York Giants, and they're going to utilize him, and this is a perfect time. Like I said, there is no Juju Smith-Schuster, and there's no Mecole Hardman, so Kadarius Toney is going to be thrusted into a very high usage scenario here for the Kansas City Chiefs. So the last captain will be Kadarius Toney. Let's move on to the flex ops. Right now, we're at the flex op positions. One of the guys we're going to look at, he is flex worthy, all right? Josh Palmer, a lot of people are going to go strictly away from him, but this could be a sneaky spot here. We are getting Mike Williams and Keenan Allen back acclimated, but Josh Palmer is still going to see a huge allotment of snaps, all right? A lot of attention is going to be on those two guys. Josh Palmer can fly under the radar and possibly have a breakout game against these Kansas City Chiefs. So definitely keep your eye on Joshua Palmer. Do not forget about him just because Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are back. All right, at that running back position, we got a three-headed monster here for the Kansas City Chiefs. You're going to have to choose basically out of Pacheco or Jerick McKinnon. All right, we're totally fading Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's a complete bum. All right, now Isaiah Pacheco has usurped Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This is a 7th-round rookie here, running back from Rutgers. He has looked phenomenal. He has 16 carries against Jacksonville. He needs to get in the end zone to pay off his salary, all right? So definitely he is in the flex conversation. So the next guy we're going to talk about in our lineup builds at the flex option position will be Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Finally got his first touchdown as the Kansas City Chiefs and for this season here. So we saw 3 receptions, 60 yards on 4 targets. He's going to get a nice solid cushion of snaps in this particular game. He's going to get a nice solid amount of targets as well. So these are going to be the key guys here. Kelsey, Toney, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling. That's going to be the 3 right there that's going to get a ton of targets and receptions, yards, and hopefully touchdowns in this game. So Marquez Valdes-Scantling at 5,400 as a flex play. Fine by me in those metrics. All right, DeAndre Carter becomes a lower end flex play because 2 wide receivers are coming back. So I don't think we need to go towards him. If I had to choose between a number 3 wide receiver, I'm going to choose Joshua Palmer. All right. Next will be the tight end position. We need more news about Gerald Everett. It is never good that he gets downgraded right before the game. So if he is out, the guy we are going to look towards will be, let's see, I think there's one that his name is Stone Smart. He's a tight end. Let's see if we can find the backup Chargers tight end here. So if Everett is out, we will be looking at McKitty. Okay, we got McKitty right here. We saw some usage from Trey McKitty last week. This is a positive sign. So Trey McKitty came in, dropped a ball or two there, but we see the upside here. So 3 receptions, 6 targets, 21 yards from Trey McKitty. He's going to be the guy that's going to step into the fold if Gerald Everett is out in this game, all right? Next, we're going to move on to Jerick McKinnon. I told you this is going to be a two-headed monster here for the Kansas City Chiefs. You got Isaiah Pacheco, and then you got Jerick McKinnon, who's getting a ton of work. But the key usage for Jerick McKinnon is in the passing game. We got back-to-back weeks here with 6 receptions and 8 targets each in those games. So Jerick McKinnon has a very solid floor, has upside as well. I like him as my favorite Kansas City Chief running back on this team and in the slate. So McKinnon, we're going to clear out these guys and find some more flex options because there are a ton of cheaper value plays in this slate because you're paying up for Mahomes, Herbert, Kelsey. You need to find salary savers. So are we going to go towards defenses? I don't think we need to in this particular game, but I have no problem going to the kickers. All right, we got Cameron Dicker here for the Chargers because Hopkins is doubtful. He's been playing very solid for this team. 12 fantasy points and 8 fantasy points in the past 2 weeks. So that's very good to see. And then Harrison Butker, kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to have a lot of opportunities moving the ball up and down the field. I like both kickers in this particular game. Now, the defensive wise, I want to stay away from both, okay? Especially when you got the Chargers coming back healthy and the Chiefs, you rarely want to start a defense against that Chiefs offense, all right? So down below here, other guys that are going to become big factors here. Don't forget about McKitty. Put him right here. Now, next guy we're going to look at for the Kansas City Chiefs will be Justin Watson, right? He was getting some more usage and more usage the last pass. Well, pretty much this whole entire season. He already has 2 touchdowns so far this year. He has a very big body frame, and they've been using him in the red zone. So Justin Watson is a sneaky play. I like him at his price. And don't forget about Sky Moore. So Sky Moore is someone that is dirt cheap. And with 2 injuries to 2 wide receivers, he could creep up at $600 in salary. That's the lowest I would go in this slate. $600 salary to Sky Moore because he has upside, because of all the injuries to that wide receiver position that the Kansas City Chiefs are suffering from. Anyone else below that, I think we can stay away from those guys. So the cheapest I would go will be $600 in salary in Sky Moore. He has some upside, and Justin Watson at $1,400. Let's clear this out and let's go with the mainstays for our lineup builds. Number 1 will be Austin Eckler because there is a run funnel here, and you want to keep the Kansas City Chiefs off the field. Definitely focus in on Austin Eckler in that running game. Kadarius Toney is going to be one of my top tier KC guys I'm going to look towards too as well in this lineup build. And then number 3 will be Travis Kelce. Okay, we got Eckler, Toney, Kelce. You need to focus in on these 3 guys and then build from there. If you want to throw in either Mahomes or Herbert, I'm fine by that. And then you can also utilize the value guys I spoke about. Jerick McKinnon, Isaiah Pacheco, Trey McKitty, he's going to be huge. Justin Watson, and even the kickers as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will be back very soon with another video. All right. Peace out, guys.